Okay, so as you can probably tell, I am actually in a hotel. And how about we try that? Okay. Um, I wanted to post just briefly to kind of catch up to speed. And again, this is my these are my videos really for myself, but also if fellow teachers or quite frankly fellow travelers, people that are moving overseas, so that they can see this and see, you know, if people can see what I've been experiencing and it helps, then and it makes me happy. So okay, so I realized I never did introduce myself, and if you've seen any of the videos before, you've probably heard me talking about ESL, about CELTA, TEFL, TESOL, all of that wonderful stuff. And within the last couple of days, I have been floating between different coffee houses, of course, including my personal favorite, Starbucks, and meeting people because, surprise, surprise, I'm actually still in Orlando right now. Um, for those of you who don't know me, but who have been watching the videos, my name is Tara Angel McCallum, and I originate from the Midwest, but I have been really fortunate where I've lived all over the United States and have worked all over the United States. My background was in learning and development and education. Surprise, surprise. Um, and I transitioned, personal reasons, and I might get into that in later videos, but I needed to transition into school education. And I have been really fortunate in that the transition has been almost like a pathway has been made for me. And um, if you are anything like me, I have a love for learning and a love for education, no matter what the form is, whether it be computers and software, which is what I did before because I did SAP and computer banking, computer training. Um, but uh and like military computer training, like Department of Defense military computer training. um but if you consider yourself to be a lifelong learner, for all the good and the bad that means, then you'll probably get me and you'll understand that no matter what you transition to, if it is still helping you to learn and to reach the goals that you have, which is better communication with people of all nations, all nationalities, all cultures, um, then you'll kind of get these videos and kind of what I'm doing. So make a long story short, and hopefully I could hopefully make this pretty short. Um, make a long story short, I relocated from Michigan, down back home to Florida, basically. My business was based out of Panama City Beach, Florida. I relocated to Orlando, Florida. Um, and I have been working in education and learning and development and education in primary and secondary schools, so grade schools as well as high schools, um, and also doing substitute teaching also during that time. So I've actually been in the classroom, both in Michigan as well as in Florida, here in the United States. And actually in Canada as well. So that's a little bit of a background. So fast forward years ago, for many many years, I said I was going to work and live overseas, and not just for like a few months, not for like 4 and 5 months for a banking project or a go live, right? Those are of us who are computer people. They know what a go live is, right? Or a software implementation, right? And so I always knew that I was not going to my I would have a primary and a secondary home, and that my primary home would eventually be overseas. It would not be in the United States. And I knew that I would holiday in the United States, or have a secondary home here, right? And so that's what this journey is. It's finally happening. And it's happening because I have an amazing recruiter who has been very supportive. Um, it's happening because for me, I've had some really challenging, as Annie would say, I've had a lot of people have said I've had a hard knock life. Um, but truly, by my belief system in um, the spirit for me of God has been, the constant, um, even at the lowest points. And when I tell you lowest points, I really mean lowest points. Um, so fast forward. Today is Friday, March 6th, at around 9:55 a.m. I am in a Marriott because I have been saying, I actually had to sell my car, which I did successfully sell my car. However, I posted a video that said my life fit into 6 bags. My entire life fit into 6 bags. Well, yes and no. Um, and absolutely, like, one of the people that has been really monumental, very influential, who has been just really a gift during this time. Um, I'm telling you, hold my luggage, truly, truly, truly spirit sent. Truly spirit sent. Because that's one less thing that I've had to worry about when I'm, having to clean out my car and pack. Last night I had to basically I checked into a hotel. I did my last little bit of points. And again, if you're a traveler, especially a corporate traveler, you'll understand when an organization pays for your hotel room for months, and in my case, years at a time, but you have to expense it. In essence, you pay for it, you get points, and those points allow you free night stays. And so, because there were years that I stayed in hotels as a software consultant, working for many different organizations, many different government, utility, you name it, organizations. Doing software implementations all over the United States, I racked up a lot of points and I racked up a lot of hotel stays, so I had a lot of free nights. That has since dwindled because of my financial situation, and basically I had one night left, and I used it because I needed to, obviously not sleep out of my car, and I needed a place to pack and to reorganize. And so last night I slept at a Marriott, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Marriott in Lake Mary, Florida, and was able to reorganize, clean out the last things out of my car. I think I still have a few things left in there, but for the most part, clean out the last couple of things out of my car and basically reorganized. I don't know if you can see or not, into 2 bags, right? So, the awesome thing is that done for the most part. It's not been easy, but I'm getting it done. So that leads me now to what next. Within this upcoming week, and I know I've been saying this now for a week, but it really, in this case, I'm really I'm really I guess what it comes down to is I'm really grateful because if you've been following in the any of the videos, or Tara for yourself, if you go back to the video right before this one where you're at the Einsteins and you're talking about like the spirit of God and how it's just been laying stuff out for you. I have really struggled with the fact that I keep saying, I'm getting out of here. I'm getting out of here. Oh, I'm turning in my car. I'm turning in my car, and it hasn't happened. And for someone who was a project manager, who ran teams, who did all these things, and very much a stickler for, don't let your mouth write a check that your tail can't cash, right? And and people have always been like, "You're so hard on yourself," and I'm like, "No, I'm not." Um, like, I'm not hard on myself. Um, but uh, you know, to in essence say, give yourself the flexibility and the time because it's necessary for you to do that. You're not just going for, number one, you don't have a place any longer. You have been hoofing it, basically having to sleep out of your car. Um, and to be patient with yourself because of the fact that you have had to reorganize, one of your friends that has just been, you met her, God bless her, on a Southwest flight almost now a decade ago as a consultant. And she has been just, you've always had Amy's in your life. And, this is an Amy that has just been Johnny on the spot and right there and very encouraging. And the thing that, if you take anything away from this, you, those that are encouraging, be around those people. Don't be around the negativity. Don't even entertain it. If there's someone that sends you bad emails, or if there's someone that's, a recruiter as you're going through this process, let's say you're going through the ESL route. If you have a recruiter that is negative, um, I had a recruiter that basically tried to put down the fact that I have a CELTA. And say, oh well, you don't have you're not really a teacher, and um, you know, the reality is if you're in the classroom, as I have been for like last couple of years, yeah, you're a teacher. If you know how to deal with behavioral issues with kids, you're a teacher. If you have a love for your students, if your students say Miss T and literally cry, which still gets me. I had one of my babies, one of my high schoolers, sophomore. I told her I'm moving overseas, and she and her friend, like, they really actually started crying, which I'm like, I'm not anybody, I'm just, another teacher, but um when I interact with people and they say those things, like, that I have made a positive difference, um, it still baffles me, and there's a large part of me that still struggles to say, okay, yeah, right. That's not even, I'm not anybody, you can leave that to Oprah. um, but the flip side is that spirit has been really leading me, and people, like I call them like my Amy's of my life, um, uh, and Constances of my life, right? And Kim's of my life, um, who have been leading me to not put myself down, and not allow me to put myself down. Um, and to say, just to accept it at face value, and to be grateful that you were the spigot uh, for something good to happen in this life. Because if something good happens in this life, that's an important thing. That's really important. So, all right. So, fast forward. Where am I now? Today is Friday, March 6th. I am in the process. Next couple of days, I'm going to basically reorganize my bags because I have really big bags that really have a lot of, I did the best that I could because I wasn't actually staying in a place. I did the best that I could. And, at one point, I literally was putting things, all this stuff out of my car into these huge bags in the middle of a parking lot, and uh, so I'm going to get my bags back from, hold my luggage and then do like a reorganization of that. And then probably, um, hopefully this weekend, I will be able to today or tomorrow actually turn my car in, um, get the money, change my tickets, and then fly out, by this like Wednesday or Thursday, if not even sooner. Uh, the main reason why I wanted to post this, Tara, for you, and for others, but really just to remind you, uh, cut yourself some slack. Uh, it's okay if you don't hit the marks that you're used to hitting in the time frame that you're used to hitting them. Um, don't beat yourself up for that, because you are not only doing the best that you can, but like you're doing it really on your own, and so you've been really, like, really, my goodness, the spirit has just been, you do this now and you do this now and you do this now, but has also put into place people who have laid out and helped in that pathway, um, so again, the reason why you're posting this is just to help people, if they happen to stumble upon this video, right? To help people to understand flexibility is okay. Flexibility is key, especially when you are moving overseas. It is not quick all the time. You might think, oh, oh, I only need 2 bags. And then come to find out you need 5. Um, or in my case, 6. Um, you know, or 7, you know. You might have to repack and reorganize, and you might have to pare down. You might have to go to a Dollar Tree and, get the compression bags, right? You just give your whatever the time frame is. Yes, set a time frame, and yes, try to stick to that. However, if you don't hit that time frame, allow, especially if you are if you can, in my case, right, if you hear that quiet small voice that says you need to do this at this point, listen to it. And it's not easy because you got 50 billion things going on at this time. Um, but if you get that, as my mom used to say, the unction, if you will, to do a particular thing at a particular time, go with that, because um, you will find it helps you in the end, in the long run. It helps you, you know. And things just, they wind up falling into place. So that is for the most part it. I did not mean for this to be a 19-minute and 35-second video, um, but this is just a level of encouragement, and this, I'll try to post. I try to post 1 to 2 videos a week, Um, but you know, just again, try and try to hit those goals, but don't beat yourself up if you don't. Okay. Other than that, I will let you know again what the next step is, if it's London or Vancouver, what airline I'm flying, how I'm flying. Am I flying coach? Am I flying premium economy? Am I flying business? Because one of the things that I said in the last video is um, I tend to, especially obviously if it's over 4 hours, I fly business because I followed what my pulmonologist said, and I have been for years. And but I will try to post a video when I once I've boarded and once I'm on the flight, to say who I flew, and then also to talk to some of the Airbnbs, the wonderful Airbnbs that I have. Like there's the Airbnb in Davenport, like this Marriott, like Marriott Hilton. Stay with a brand. Brands matter because there's always a certain level of excellence whenever you stay with a brand that they have to maintain, they have to meet. So if you have the ability to stay with a particular hotel brand, stay with the hotel brand. Um, it and I'm going to hopefully be able to post about an Airbnb. There's an Airbnb in Davenport, Florida. Yes, there's a Davenport, Florida. That is just wonderful. It's just peaceful. Um, the person that owns and manages, she owns, but then she has her nephew and his wife that manage this particular Airbnb, and it's almost like a bed and breakfast. That's how peaceful it is. So I'm going to hopefully be able to do a post within the next couple of days from that, and at the very least. Like I said, once I either get to London or Vancouver, and then onward from there, um, hopefully I'll be able to post and to say what's happening next. Um, One note, and I'm not gonna tear up because I hate when I cry. Other people, when they cry, it's cathartic and it's a good thing, and I really mean that from my heart. When I cry, I just hate it because it's so annoying for me. I'm like, Tara, woman up, come on. Um, I am. I posted this the last time, but I'm very grateful, and Lord, I sound like a broken record. I'll give you an example of why I'm grateful because I feel like God the Father has come back. The spirit has always been there, but I needed to get a bag last night because I had, literally a glad bag full of stuff uh, that I had to get out of my car and reorganize and, basically get stuff together. And and last night, I had a certain because bags are expensive, and I had a certain amount of money because my friend gave me money. Um, because she helped me out. Um, don't cry. Anyway, say it quickly. So I was really grateful. I went into Target last night here in Lake Mary. I was about to say Lake Nona, in Lake Mary, Florida. I was able to find the bag for the amount that I needed it to be, the cost that I needed it to be, and it was maybe like a 15 $20 difference in terms of being a little bit more expensive, but it was still most bags cost 80, 90, $100, right? And this one did not. Uh, and I was grateful for that because I don't have the finances right now. Doesn't mean I won't get them, but I'm, poco un poco, you know. Uh, but I was grateful because I went in and I turned around, looked up, and the bag was there. So those are the experiences that I've been having and I'm grateful for. So anyway, I am going to go ahead and end it right here and say stay positive, be real, stay positive, but be real in your positivity. Um, and until the next post, bye.